J. Allen Hynek was a legendary scientist and UFO researcher who, among other things, played a vital role in Project Blue Book, America's most famous official UFO investigation. During his research, Hynek devised an invaluable scale of close encounters with extraterrestrials, prompting the phrase close encounter to enter pop culture in a big way. But just how close have these encounters been? This is Unveiled, and today we're answering the extraordinary question, are aliens already breeding with humans?
Are you a fiend for facts? Are you constantly curious? Then why not subscribe to Unveiled for more clips like this one, and ring the bell for more fascinating content.
Hynek's original scale, as published in 1972, extends to close encounters of the third kind. It begins with the first kind, which covers simple phenomena like the seeing of strange lights or objects in the night sky. Close encounters of the second kind would be, according to the scale, if a UFO event were to have a physical or physiological effect, from the leaving of scorch marks on the ground to the triggering of nausea or paralysis in a witness. The third kind, Hynek's original upper limit, refers to a UFO incident where some form of animated and/or intelligent alien is present. Since it was first conceived, however, the Hynek scale has been further extended by other ufologists, and now goes all the way up to the seventh kind, which involves the creation of a human-alien hybrid. This hybrid could be produced by any means, by sexual reproduction, artificial insemination, cloning, or anything else. The argument being that if aliens were capable of crossing galaxies to reach us, then they'd probably have all kinds of advanced methods and technologies to accomplish this. For today's video, it's close encounters of the seventh kind that we're most interested in. Since the early days of alien abduction stories, invasive medical procedures have been a common theme. One of the most famous abductions in history, that of Barney and Betty Hill in the US in 1961, allegedly involved some strange medical tests. From the time of the abduction until her death in 2004, Betty Hill maintained her story, claiming that she and Barney had encountered intelligent aliens from the Zeta Reticuli star system, roughly 40 light-years away from Earth.
All right, here, Captain, what is he? You're still asleep, but you can see it all clearly.
According to Betty, who recalled the night's events through a series of vivid dreams afterwards, the aliens had taken hair and skin samples from her and had also tested her nervous system by thrusting a needle into her stomach. Meanwhile, the famous Jessie Long case goes one step further, when after a series of alleged alien abductions throughout his life, Long claims that in 1990 he was introduced by the aliens to his children, the idea being that he had been selected to father a hybrid species. Today, it's impossible to count the number of alleged alien abductees because that number is always increasing all across the world. And unfortunately, the more well-known any particular strand of the UFO mythos is, the more likely people reportedly are to falsely reconcile it with an experience that they may have once had. For decades now, the suggestion that aliens could be breeding with humans has been out there, and this has led to plenty of confirmed hoax claims and made-up stories. For the majority of scientists and researchers then, it's still considered unlikely that any alien abduction, even the more inexplicable and high-profile cases, are actually alien in nature. This isn't to say that everyone ever claiming to have been abducted is completely lying about it. But for skeptics, there should be other explanations for any genuine trauma suffered. Still, let's for one moment imagine that the highest level on the Hynek scale has already been reached, that close encounters of the seventh kind are real, and that they're really happening on Earth. According to believers, what would be the reason for aliens visiting our planet to make human hybrid offspring? Well, there haven't been many reasons put forward, but one notable figure in the debate is Dr. Young-Hae Chi, a Korean lecturer at Oxford University. Though Chi is primarily a languages expert, this hasn't stopped him from speculating about alien abductions, nor from making some bold, headline-grabbing claims. He says that aliens are arriving here, but with good intentions. For Chi, our extraterrestrial visitors are trying to help us withstand global warming, and any hybrids being developed are simply sturdier versions of Homo sapiens, more likely to survive in the higher temperatures of a warming planet. His main evidence for this is the apparent correlation between the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere and the number of reported alien abductions in history, both of which have risen in recent years. Although most of the rest of the scientific community isn't on board with the claims, Chi also says that these human-alien hybrids are unidentifiable alongside regular humans, that even they themselves might not know that they're a hybrid. It's a frightening thought, but it's one that's widely repeated by people who believe in a hybrid program, as a way of explaining why we don't see obviously half-alien, half-humans just walking around the place. Not that that's stopped people from publicly claiming that they are one such hybrid. An Australian woman, Judy Carroll, has said on record that she is part alien and has had numerous rides on flying saucers out into space. Meanwhile, a man from New York, David Huggins, says that he was once seduced in the woods by a female alien, and he's got paintings to prove it. Huggins, in particular, was the subject of a documentary in 2017 for his unorthodox beliefs. Since the advent of the internet, more and more similar stories have surfaced, including from people claiming to be pregnant with an alien hybrid. What's more, thanks to the very common claim among abductees that aliens are capable of wiping our memories, it's often suggested that there could be countless others out there who have also had close encounters like these, but simply can't recall them. On that logic, you might even know someone, you might even be someone, who has been visited by extraterrestrials before. Aside from the lack of conclusive evidence, though, another big problem with the alien-human hybrid theory is determining whether these hybrids would actually be viable. Any alien involved would, of course, be not of this world, from a completely different planet, potentially with a completely different ecosystem and boasting completely different biological makeup. How likely is it then that they'd reproduce in even close to the same way as us? How likely that this strange genetic cocktail would be able to create a living thing? Hybrids do occur quite frequently in the animal kingdom here on Earth and can happen completely naturally in the wild. Arguably the most famous of all is the liger, the offspring of a male lion and a female tiger, but there are also hybrids of sheep and goats, whales and dolphins, and zebras and donkeys, to name just a few. Though these hybrids can have specific genetic issues, including infertility, many grow to be perfectly healthy. In all known hybrid species, however, the two species that breed are incredibly similar to one another to start with. In the grand scheme of the tree of life, the jump from lion to tiger, or zebra to donkey, isn't all that big. By contrast, there's just no telling how similar humans are to any hypothetically visiting aliens. So there's no telling the problems that could unfold. Homo sapiens' closest living relative is the chimpanzee, and although it would clearly be incredibly unethical to carry out an experiment to create a human-zee, attempts have been unsuccessfully made to do so in the past. Today, the human-zee obviously does not exist, but if we can't make a hybrid even from a creature as similar to us as a chimp, which shares up to 99% of our DNA, could we ever expect to see a hybrid of anything, including aliens? Well, ancient history provides a little insight as to what's possible. Homo sapiens is not the only human species to have walked the Earth, we're just the only ones alive today. Tens of thousands of years ago, other human species, like the Neanderthals and the Denisovians, were alive and well and interbreeding with each other. We know this because we found evidence in bones and fossils, including in the partial remains of a prehistoric girl, found in Siberia in the 21st century, but dating back to around 90,000 years ago. She was found to have had a Neanderthal mother and a Denisovian father. Homo sapiens also bred with Neanderthals back before they went extinct. In fact, without this interbreeding and hybridization, it's thought the evolution of modern humans may have stalled or played out differently. Clearly though, once again, what we know to have happened in early human history is a very different prospect to the idea that aliens and humans could be, or could ever be, linked. All the various species of humans over time have at least shared common ancestors. Genetically, they've never been that far away from each other. That wouldn't be the same for a creature from another planet entirely. Despite the lofty claims people make then, the unknowable reasons why aliens would want to come and breed with us, as well as whether their doing so would even be biologically possible, plus the still large majority scientific consensus that it's just not something that's happening, makes it highly unlikely that alien-human hybrids currently exist. It's one of modern science's strangest what-ifs, but that's why aliens probably aren't already breeding with humans.
What do you think? Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comments, check out these other clips from Unveiled, and make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for our latest content.